The first party, referred to as the principal, is the party that needs to be bonded. The second party, called the obligee, is the party requiring the bond of the principal to guarantee.
Ain't no snow. We on the move. Don't stop it. Don't stop it. Oh, I have my glasses on. Trigger 281. Nice commentary tonight. I saw you speaking up over there while I was catching a little nap. I did. Hello, y'all. Hello. I'm gonna get my Zoom up and running, Trigger, and you go show up over here, though. I like the way you spoke tonight. I do. I was like this though, waking up. There you are. So shout out to you. You did great. You did great over there on Toxic Black Diamond. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I'll be snooping around. I need some lotion. Hello, there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We gonna do. Oh, you're welcome. Let's do some debate. I should be asleep. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. I just threw that cover like that because I'm getting my ass right back in that beat. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's bump this free music right quick for a minute while I get some lotion on my hand. There we go. Let's bump that. It's all free, y'all. I got some free shit right now, but they be shutting me down. They be shutting me down. Big time over here. Big time. Let me see who's all falling in over here. Miss Con, Sharon, Jewel, hey, Miss Nisi, hey, Empress Love, hey, Daddy Lolo, hey. Yeah, he did it good. He did his damn thing over there. He was like so cool with it. I'm okay with my rap day. Y'all, this ain't bothering y'all, right? Yeah, I don't care if it is anyway, though. I'm at home. It's Sunday. Y'all know how y'all be doing at home on Sundays. Laid back, good vibes today. Good vibes. I did a lot of work today, y'all. I swear, y'all got Mr. Boss giving it to my staying flexible. My thighs is on fire today, y'all. I did so much yard work today because I was busy the last three weekends, so I kind of fell off from it. But as I'm coming home and pulling into my driveway, and I was like, oh my God, is that a weed I see? Oh my God, there's one over there. So I've really been using these hands and these thighs today. Not so much of my back because I don't bend with my back. I use my knees, y'all. We'll talk that. So DC Nate, hello. India, hello. Hello, Adrena Spencer, hello. Hello, you guys speaking to everybody in the chat. Welcome everybody in the chat, you guys. We're around virtually each other every day, all day, most of us. Same people. It's only fair that, you all send some love out to each other. Around the industry, hello, Zach, R.kelly, hello. Teddy been outside with me all day, so he is somewhere snuggled up in there. I swear Teddy act like he was 12 hours a day, but he's getting older. This coming October, well, Teddy will be coming up on 11. Teddy will be 11 years old this year. Daddy Lolo, I can't tell you what's on TV no more. I promise you, this YouTube stuff has really taken over, guys are coming in. Don't forget to hit the like button, or you can wait until you're done with the commentary, but please share me your thumbs up on it. If you choose to sit in the bushes, then that's cool. Just give me your thumbs up. Do not hit the thumbs down on here, because I think that I've been doing pretty well with my commentary. Keep it simple. Once another sweater on, the air is still kicking in here, y'all, and then like Bill Meter out back is like, I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to call Trump. I need a little more extra money. Trump, my light bill is out right there, here. And you got the washer going and the dryer going and TV in that room, 5 TVs going. I'm like, look. I might have to get a sugar daddy around here some goddamn way. Any sugar daddies out there in the chat? Any sugar daddies out there in the chat? Only thing about the sugar daddy thing, though, is that you don't get to see me and I don't get to see you, but, we talk and you just kind of take care of the girl. That's a bad rule, huh? I ain't gonna need to put that out there like that. I ain't gonna put that out there. B. Jones, hello. Give people time to fall in. Teddy, you bark again, I'm gonna put you out. You wanna get out? Put you out? No, you don't wanna get out? Then what are you barking for? Are you having a nightmare? Yeah, you're having a nightmare. Yeah. You good? You gonna go back to sleep now? All right, that's enough. Settle down. Settle down. Spoil. Lavana, hello. My weekend is fast. I be honest with you. They're cutting a lot of hours on my job, which is a little bit up for debate. I believe that they probably getting ready to go back to the table there because, to be all honest with you guys, there's a lot of delayed mail around the camp. Oh yeah, a lot of delayed mail, you guys. Got a new guy in office or something like that. So, which I kind of want to talk on tonight. So hold that thought. Let me get this paper. Ted's out of here. He should have never got up. Now that we have everybody in, got our little beat going, set the mood right. Let's tone this down some. Oh, and I sure hope I'll put my phone on do not disturb right now. Oh, that's an interesting text. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. Okay. You know how you just kind of usually don't lose an important one from your old black book. Just saying. I told y'all I ain't all the time always right, but most of the time I am. Now, I haven't read this paperwork yet, but I kind of want some of y'all, you guys, opinions on it. Sometimes I kind of don't really focus on what could possibly affect me. I think this is the right paper. Shit, might not be, you guys. Hold on. What did I do with it? Oh, no. That's a different paper that I'm still working on to do commentary with you guys on so much. And this is not it. Okay, so we're going to have to postpone that till I can figure out where the paperwork is. But I was talking to you guys about what's going on with the postal service. So apparently what I hear around Postal Service streets is that, there's a new guy that's in office, and apparently or allegedly he's up under a little bit of the Trump wing, and for the most part of it, you guys know that Trump has been having his eye out on prioritizing the Postal Service or so forth, which can change a lot of things dramatically for the Postal Service. And so there's that big fight going on about that up in there. But one thing for sure and two things for certain, I got that acronym right, didn't I? Loving, hello. You say I don't seem happy. Well, I'll tell you that in a second why I'm not happy. Um, You said 18 pieces of mail. Oh my goodness. Well, your letters, Daddy Low, is okay. The letters are moving just fine. It's your parcel boxes that is running a little bit slow. At least I know for in my coast of the area, it's moving a little bit slow. Like I say, you have this new guy that has taken over and has cut a lot of hours down. So that is starting to have a bad effect in a lot of the facilities in my area, and also the pandemic, where you just still have a lot of people that are terrified of coming out and, you know, being at work and stuff. So shorthanded is a major cause of the delay in a lot of the parcel that you guys are ordering. So if you guys are out there trying to order up the Nikes and, the new bras and panties and the best outfit for the club on the weekend, may want to hold off on that stuff. If you need it pretty fast, you might have to dip off to the stores to get it, you guys. Lovely said that I look so sad today. I'm not sad. It's just that, how I always tell you guys that there, and we all live, but it's a mysterious God, right? So we had a storm not too long ago after I spent 3 hours outside cutting grass, trimming the bushes, cutting down some other kind of crazy bush. You guys, the bush that grows with like those little sticky bugs on it, and they kind of hurt, but they stick to you and you can barely get them off. Don't know the name of them. You guys know what I'm talking about? Can you put a Y in the room for yes? You guys know what I'm talking about. The little, they about that big or so, and they stick to you, right? So one of those were on the neighbor's side, right? But Teddy kind of goes over there to chase a rabbit or something from out over there. Okay, so y'all know what I'm talking about. And my bush trees that I had planted 3 years ago is now needing trimming so bad because they're growing everywhere. But I noticed, like, oh my God, this has to come down, because if Ted walks through here, they'll get on him, and you don't pull him off. I have to soak him literally with the Dove dish detergent real bit to get it to slide off of him. One time I did try to snatch him off, y'all, and I was like, oh, sorry, my bad. Didn't realize that they hurt so bad like that. But it's on the neighbor's side, right? Which I ain't getting no crap, y'all. I went and got their hacksaw, and I cut that sucker down. She's looking at me, but she's looking at me like, because she's sitting on the porch. And I was like, you know what? We're going to get rid of this. They sticker bugs. Yes, we're going to get rid of this thing because this is dangerous. And I said, but I'm just going to set it back. I'm a terrible. Y'all be laughing at me. I'm going to set it back after I chop it down on your side, because it's coming off of your side. But I'm just going to fix the problem, right? As I was chopping it down, you guys, it was 3 dead birds clinched to it. I was little baby birds. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like they must have flew too low and got caught on them. And I didn't even notice them until after I really got the thing to fall. And I was like, what is that? 3 baby birds that got hacked up in the goddamn sticker bug plant thing. Y'all, I was like, I'd have seen 3 baby birds stuck to the goddamn sticky bug out there. And then the finale of it, I didn't take a picture because it was still storming and everything. Yes, the storm hit my front tree, you guys. The only thing that I am thankful for is that it missed my home. It missed my home, so that's a good thing. But that big old branch sitting out there, and I'm sitting here going, okay, well, there's more money. I got to have someone come out to cut it up, or hopefully my next door neighbor, he has, that the big man saw thing that he'll come over and chop it up for me. So I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I spent 3 hours out there. It's nice and clean, looking like Beverly Hills out front. And then the tree falls, so the branches and all this shit is just every goddamn where. However, life goes on, and I'm just thankful that it did not hit the front part of the home. So there you go, lovely. That's kind of what you can kind of tell, huh? Mood changes. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that. Let's debate about that in a minute, but I need to do a correction about yesterday. I asked you guys if you did not mind to help me get my other channel back up and running. The other channel is One Papoose. Right now, I am in the process of re-uploading all of my videos to it. It is not the One Papoose Harris channel. That channel is 7 years old. I literally forgot that channel even exists. That channel, I believe, has my grandson on it eating his oatmeal, which is when I thought about starting YouTube. I was sitting inside of a restaurant and he had the oatmeal. So that is not the correct channel that I need you guys to subscribe to. I need you guys, if you do not mind, to do the One Papoose channel. It has the symbol of what my brand is, and that's the page that you should be looking for, not the One Papoose Harris. So let's clear that up. So when you guys get time, and if you do not mind, can you please go back over and give me your subscription to that as well? I tried to hit as many of you guys as I can on the comments and so, but that is the page that I actually need help with. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, lovely. You guys just spread it. I'm not concerned anymore about the 1,000 subscribers because I can speak to you guys just like this, and I'm okay with using my phones and my radio and things like that to communicate with you guys. So I'm not so pressed about it. I'm not. It's no big deal to me, but the reason I ask for you guys to spread it is just so that I can continue to come and give you guys a little bit what I like to share, and that's my mouth, a little bit of my brain, and a little bit of fun of who I am, sharing my fun life with me, as well as opening up the phone lines, and you guys are sharing some things that you would like to share as well. Let's get started with the show. Everybody's feeling good? Everybody's feeling good. The first part of the show is going to require you to listen. You guys know that I cannot show the videos because YouTube is on me, okay? They're on me, so we got to listen. I'm going to be stopping this as we go along, and we'll debate about it. Let's see what we got. Let's see what I got, you guys. And it had just been on my mind for a minute, because I talked about it a little bit while ago on a particular video that I did. But this one here, I am going to let play. I'm going to give a shout out to DJ Vlad. Before I start this video, let me say this, you guys. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard and confused, right? Because I get it where people be like, well, I'm going to put a copyright on you for this, and I'm going to put a copyright on you for that. But so if you guys can put the disclaimer in the room for me, I'll appreciate that. I do not own the rights to this video. It belongs to DJ Vlad. I guess that's his name. The problem that I have is when a person calls it their video, right? Because in order for you to have this video, when you have had to gotten it from someone else, meaning that this here actually came from it being broadcast on the news nationwide. You know what I'm saying? But because a person takes that was already put out there and put a little twist to it or whatever, then it becomes yours. It's part of that. I really need to read this whole goddamn contract thing because I tell you, I fix all this shit. You know what? One papoose for president, y'all. I'm sorry. It's just a whole bunch of double standard ass shit that needs to be fixed, y'all. It needs to be fixed. So thank you, Lavina. Thank you. So Lavina, you were able to find the channel because some people are having a problem finding the channel, and it is taking a minute for YouTube to enable all of my features on that channel. So like a 24-hour whatever turnaround process. Pandemic got this all messed up or whatever. So she said, you think this, it clearly says one papoose with my logo on it, with my brand mark that's on there that I carry on my t-shirts and my leggings. That's what you should be seeing. So did you see it, Daddy Lolo? Thank you, Empress, for the disclaimer. Okay, so let's listen to this. We're going to recap on some things because, like I said, this here is the beginning. This here is the beginning of time of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly is heading into court with the marshals. I mean, he needed like tough security. Like, where is he going? In order to get out that door, he got to go through another door to get to another door. Probably on the goddamn elevator down to the back, to the first floor to get out the front door. But they had to come and bring freaking marshals to escort him in. So let's listen to it. Listen carefully. I'm writing my notes. I hope you guys are getting ready to put those words up in your head and get your questions and stuff ready. And let's talk about it tonight. Let's go. And I know you guys know the video. Everybody saw the video. I'm going to be quiet. Let's go. I got my pen. Ta-da! Let's do this together. If you guys can hear it, can you tell me yes?
Mr. Kelly.
Ryan Shalabi, RAED, Mr. Kelly.
Steve Greenberg and Mr. Kelly. All right, for the record, indicate Mr. Kelly.
Again, shout out to DJ
Before we start, I
Live
just want
for
to thank the
this video,
Marshal
which is
Service
being used for
accommodating the
entertainment,
court today. After the last
public
court date,
knowledge.
I received a call from the Marshal's office indicating that they would accommodate the court and have Mr. Kelly brought over on each and every court date. So I wanted to thank the Marshal Service for that accommodation to this court. All right, with that, where are we at first as far as discovery, or what do you have?
First discovery, we did tender today the bulk of the documents that will come from the Chicago Police Department. There are some materials that are outstanding from the Chicago Police Department, as well as some 417 materials from the lab. And we have a disk of the 2002 file that we're going to copy and tender. So I believe on the next court.
Okay, so you say turn it up some more? Okay, I will. But did you guys get the first part of it? The first part of the discovery of what the prosecutors claimed that they were waiting for and what they do have. Said that they were waiting for some more, I believe, evidence as far as the DNA or whatever from the CPD. You guys heard that? And if not, we can replay it. If you want me to replay it, I just say replay. I'm watching the chat too as well. So I'm going to go through this together just to make sure that we are all on the same page of from the beginning of time here. And also that that they have received 2 copies of the 2002. You guys remember who was involved in the 2002? You got, okay, I'll replay it then. Keep in mind that she's also bringing up that they were waiting on copies. I stand correct. She said copies of the 2002. So now we know that this evidence here from the beginning of time it's copies of things that they are receiving. We know that, right? But let's replay it for those who did not hear it. We'll try to get through this together. It's not that long, so.
All right, good morning. We'll go on the record.
How's now?
What do we have for the state?
Gonzalez, Goncalez.
His name McCoy Cummings, Tene, McCoy Cummings. Assistant State's Attorney Anne.
I don't even know what the fuck a court Cummings is. I gotta look that up.
Thank you. Judge Nicole Blaine Becker on behalf of Mr. Kelly.
Ryan Shalabi, R.kelly. We have Mr. Kelly.
Steve Greenberg on behalf of Mr. Kelly.
All right, on the record, will indicate Mr. Kelly is present in the courtroom. Before we start, I just want to thank the Marshal Service for accommodating the court today. After the last court day, I received a call from the Marshal's office indicating that they would accommodate the court and have Mr. Kelly brought over on each and every court day. So I wanted to thank the Marshal Service for that accommodation to this court. All right, with that, where are we at first as far as discovery, or what do you have?
First discovery, we did tender today the bulk of the documents that will come from the Chicago Police Department. There are some materials that are outstanding from the Chicago Police Department, as well as some 417 materials from the lab. And we have a disc of the 2002 file that we're going to copy and tender. So I believe on the next court date we should be.
So you guys all heard that, right? They're going to copy
To file,
and
meaning
tender
court
it.
file or every
All
file?
right, the reports.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Okay, then what do you have as far as discovery? Any issues regarding discovery that you want to bring to my attention? Before we get to the bond issues with these motions.
None at this point, Judge. I mean, we're obviously still going through all of the materials, and with the other two federal cases that are out there, we've been inundated with materials, so
Okay,
we're going through all of it.
all right. I guess the next issue that we have is first I'll deal with the state's motion, which they filed prior to the last court date to increase Mr. Kelly's bond. The state filed their motion. The defense filed a response to the motion. Do you have anything in addition to what you set forth in your motion to increase the bond?
Not really in addition, Judge, just the fact that when the original bonds were set on the 4 cases, the court that was setting bond wasn't aware of all the other charges that have now since been filed, both in the Northern District here in Chicago, the Eastern District of New York, and then also up in Minnesota. And so I wanted to make the court aware that the defendant has now been charged with multiple additional sex counts in all these jurisdictions, and that should affect what the actual bond is being set in this case. And that wasn't known to the court when we did our bond hearing.
Okay, all right. Mr. Greenberg?
Judge, the first thing I would indicate.
Okay, I'm gonna stop that right there because I want you guys to keep in mind on her motion that she brought forth in front of this judge was to do an increase on Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's bond due to the fact that she wasn't aware that there were more allegations and everything, but from different districts, not that one. Keep that in mind. It had nothing, the other charges and everything came from a different district, which we all know ended up being the one Minnesota and then the New York cases. Different districts. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind because I'm going to pen this into something else that we're going to get to. But she stepped in here looking for an increase on his bail due to the fact that they got whiff of that there were more allegations and more, what is it she say, with the sex act thing and all of that stuff from a different district. Okay. I could be wrong. So that's why we are here today, so that we can talk about it. But that's just keep that in mind. And I got my notes too. So let's see what Greenberg says.
Although it's not in our written motion, is it's not verified. There's no verified motion to increase bond, which the statute requires.
Okay.
The second thing is the legal basis that's cited by the prosecutors to increase the bond. The mere fact that someone may have been charged with other cases in other jurisdiction is not a basis to increase bond. It's not a basis under the statute. It's not a basis under.
Didn't I just say that? What did you guys are listening, right? To me, and I had to agree with Greenberg on here. He came into court based on a bond hearing that he was hoping to get from the district that he was in, which was which district? What's downtown Chicago district? That's what, to my understanding, he assumed and Greenberg assumed that that's what they were appearing in court for. Bond hearing based on the charges that was placed upon him in the Chicago downtown area district, not the other districts. Okay. Hello, Native. That is Native. No, nothing nice. Hello, honey. Hello. So, but what you had at this point, y'all got to see their faces on here because they was priceless with the prosecutors, right? As she over there like, oh, here he go with this shit. You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden now is, nope, we want to increase the goddamn bond because we just got whiff of some more charges in a total fucking different district. If it happened in another different district, then you let them come up with their own goddamn bond or no bond hearing for Mr. Robinson County. This lady here, but this is how they work. You know, I get it. You got to make the case tougher, right? So, but when I heard her say that in a different district, you know, and I'm sorry if I was a judge sitting up there, and I would have been like, we here for this district. Well, you got something else to bring me to say to this? Because we're here talking about this district. And this is where I thought where the judge just went biased on because of being a judge and the fact that he had the authority to say, well, we're not dealing with that right now. He allowed them to go ahead and say what they had to say to come up with his decision of not giving this man his bond at that time. And that's kind of where I got a little pissy with the judge at, because the judge does have authority. He had all right of authority to kind of just wait a minute. We're gonna stay focused over here. Even if you're bringing some more shit on up in here about what we didn't even plan to talk about. See, this probably wasn't even on the goddamn agenda. The prosecutors just stood there and decided, well, you know what, we gonna throw this on in here too and see how it works. Just like a goddamn car dealership. You go in there for one price that they advertise to you on the goddamn TV, and the shit is a whole other goddamn. And it's what I come here for. I came here for the price that you showed me on the advertisement on the goddamn TV. Oh, well, we out of there. Well, see you later. Let me know when you get the price back that you falsely goddamn advertising on TV. Let's go.
The case law. They don't argue that he's an increased flight risk. They don't argue that he's an increased danger. They don't argue any reason in their motion why bond should be increased. The bond in those other matters has been addressed by the judges in those matters. As the court knows, he's being detained on both of the federal cases.
So you guys caught his response, right? Greenberg argument back to the prosecutors at this time basically is what I just said. Why are we arguing this here in this district? Because the Northern District, they had already put a no-hold bond on him. So why is she regurgitating some shit because we just learned that there's more stuff going on in another district that we want to increase the bond? It just didn't make no sense. So his argument back to them on this one, it was so 100% valid. It was so 100%, but guess what? Judge wasn't hearing that either. I think that and this is just my opinion, that Greenberg should have just kept regurgitating what he said, because sometimes you gotta keep regurgitating it for it to sink in a person's head. See, right now, this judge only heard the part about there were more allegations and more cases brought forth on Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly from this other district. So therefore, we think that it would be only fair to increase the bond. And when you say increase the bond, what goes with increase the bond? Money. If we can keep the money going, everybody's going to eat, right? On that side of the street. So if the judge going to eat, they all going to eat real fucking good. So you never know. And I'm just allegedly speaking. You never know what the judge was thinking. Well, you know what? Ching, ching. Okay. I hear you. And totally ignored Mr. Greenberg's argument, which was 100% valid. This video actually kind of pissed me off when I first saw it. Let's see.
And to ask the courts to reconsider those orders, we filed a motion in the Northern District, and we're filing a motion in the Eastern District of New York for that. Should the federal court modify those orders, I fully expect that he will be put on some kind of house arrest, electronic monitoring, GPS, or something like that, which also means that he's not a flight risk. He doesn't have a passport. He's not a danger to others. There's nothing in these other indictments or in these other allegations to show that he that he's a danger to others. All of the allegations predate these charges, predate the bringing of these charges by years and decades. I would point out also, Judge, that when the state added charges before Your Honor, they didn't ask that the bond be increased.
I agree.
The fact is that Mr. Kelly has never missed a court date, never missed one on this case, never missed one on the prior case that he had. Voluntarily turned himself in originally on these charges, voluntarily came to court when the charges were upgraded against him. And there's simply no legal basis to increase the bond in this case.
Any response?
I would just say that a lot of what counsel just says based on speculation about what could happen if his bond were changed in one of the other courts. And so that's a lot of speculation. I would also point out that part of his charges here in the Northern District of Illinois include the fact that the defendant is accused of having influenced the witnesses on that case, that first trial. And lastly, I would say that the defendant.
She says her argument is, hello, Tammy. Her argument is that the things that Greenberg regurgitated on this motion that she brought forth about increasing his bond, that he is doing a lot of speculating. Okay, she used the word speculate. I'd have probably been in there speculate. You know, I'm just sorry. I speculate. You know, you get a different reaction when you are, and I know you got to conduct yourself up to standards in the court of law, but I swear I'd have been over there speculate. First, you got they're sitting here saying that R.Kelly suffers from this disability that inhabits him from doing such things. So sometimes I question myself to a lot of these fancy people, well, which is it? To the prosecutor lady, which is it? Can he do it or can he not? Because this video just bothers me, you guys. Let's go.
It does have additional charges, and that absolutely is appropriate to bring before this court to ask that his bond be increased. He does have additional charges.
Okay. All right. Look, as a practical matter, he's being held now, no bail, in the Eastern District of New York.
Oh, it's the Eastern District. Okay.
Unless Mr. Greenberg can convince both of those courts that he should be released on bond, Mr. Kelly's going to remain in custody. So as far as a motion.
So one of my favorite parts in here, he says that if Mr. Greenberg can convince the courts, not only with him, but only and with the Eastern and Northern District as well. He said convince. He said convince. She said, lady, go sit down somewhere. I know, right? She said, Let it go sit down. But the judge wants to be convinced. Can I ask you guys a question? My question to you guys: how many motions were written so far? What number are we at? Put it in the chat. Put it in chat. Keep in mind, convinced. I'm not sure what's going on. Drunk mass man over there with the clothes, and he said that we can't comprehend, but he tells his fans that yeah, I'll get to. I'm not on drunk man right at this point. I kind of want to get through this. Okay, thank you, Keisha. Keisha says that she thinks it's about 5. I was thinking about 4, maybe 5 myself. So 4. I think we're at 4. Okay. So my next question to you guys in the chat room and in the bushes that have not hit the thumbs up button, just to let me know that you are here. I appreciate it. How many motions do you think it should take to convince a person, to convince a judge? I ask myself every time I hear him speak, what is it that they have left out of the motion that has not convinced you or that Judge Donnelly over in the North District? What part of the motion that has not convinced them? Because to me, the pandemic one should have been enough. You should have been convinced right there to say that we are going to go ahead and release him on a bond. I'm just saying, what do y'all think? That's what we're talking about, LaTanya Walker, according to this. What is this judge name here? This is, I don't even know. That he needed to be convinced, LaTanya Walker. Convince me on why I should grant bond. Not only did he say that he needed to be convinced, he said that Judge Donnelly and the Eastern judge as well needs to be convinced. Why should they release Robert Sylvester Kelly out on a bond? And then I asked, how many motions have they written with every goddamn reason? Because when you convince someone, you come back with the reason of why this should happen, which means I'm trying to convince you. I'm trying to convince you. But you have these judges who are unwillingly want to be convinced. They don't want you to convince them, even though he said, convince me. I'm speaking of both. I'm speaking of both because he's denied the bond over there as well. Nothing nice. And this judge here is, I guess he's going to give him one, but kind of lost with that one. I don't know. He didn't, I haven't heard him say that he will go ahead and grant Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly the bond from downtown. Yeah, and you say for every that Mr. Kelly has a good defense team. Peace and Harmony says that she doesn't think that it really matters about the motions that have been filed. It appears that they are not going to let him out. For what reason, I don't know. And because I feel like if all of these motions has been put into place, they don't want to be convinced. How to convince me? That is okay. What? Tell me. This is what I would be asking the judge to tell me. What exactly is it that I need to show you on paper that will convince you. He has to have the judge regurgitate what it is out of his own mouth that you exactly want to see. Then just sit down and write that shit. I want to know that Mr. R.kelly is not, he's not a flight risk. They put that on paper. They put on paper that he's not a danger to others. They put all that on paper. I can't get inside of this judge's head as to what else could they possibly put on paper to convince you. So at this point, I would need the judge to tell me in his words, what is it that you want us to say so that you can just say, okay, I'm convinced. What is it? Because I don't think that they missed the beat on the motions. I don't think that they missed any. They had the ands, the ifs, the buts, the who, the what, the when, the where, the whys. They were all on there. But apparently, they're not convinced yet. Let's go.
To increase the bond, I don't believe it's appropriate at this particular point in time. That being said, if there's a change in circumstances, in other words, if you're able to convince both of those federal courts in those different jurisdictions that he should be released on bond or some type of conditions regarding release, if you want to bring that motion to increase the bond back before the court, I think that would be appropriate. But at this particular time, it's kind of a moot point. The bond that was set originally.
So the judge did decide that we're not going to increase the bond unless you can bring me some credentials on what Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly life would be like outside of the jail, meaning what would be part of his disciplinary act. What is it that you would place upon him? Now, keep in mind, he asked the prosecutors, unless, show me, give me right out the plan. Right out the plan. I'm rejecting your motion to increase the bond right now. But what I need you to do is write out the plan. If we decide to let him out, what would the prosecutor's condition be placed on Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly? He asked the prosecutors. Now, keep in mind, because I'm looking over here like Mr. Greenberg sitting right here by me, right? And if we can rewind this tape back a couple of seconds, you will also hear him tell Mr. Greenberg to convince you. I believe that Mr. Greenberg, however, put some of the conditions in one of those motions that was presented to him. He even went as far as hell will GPS the man. He did. He put in there. So the rule that you gave to the prosecutors to convince you, to show you some conditions that would apply to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly if we chooses to let him out, was offered on the table to the other side. However, we know that the prosecutors don't want him out. But you didn't give the same energy to the defense side when you have been presented with not one, but two, maybe 3, 4 motions where you still not convinced with conditions. Does that make sense to you guys? Does that make any sense to you guys? I'm trying to keep up with the chat too, you guys. So forgive me. Every time I turn this light on, y'all, I swear I see something flying around up in this room. Makes no damn sense. I'm like, where the fuck are these? Excuse my French today. Where the hell are these bugs? Like, they just magically appear and shit. Does that make sense to you guys? Let me know if I need to correct something of what I said, please. We're working on this together. You believe that they support one another just like any other occupation? Oh, that's cool. I have 97 people sitting in the chat. I can at least get about 10 more thumbs up on that. I will appreciate it. If you are just now joining the chat and you have not been over to subscribe again, again, I know it's so stressful to do so and to keep doing this all over again, but I ran into a little bump with the One Papoose channel. So I'm asking that if you have not been over to subscribe again to the One Papoose channel. I had the 700 subscribers over there, but unfortunately that channel is starting over fresh, and I am in the process of uploading all of the old videos back onto that channel, and it's going to take a while and it's a goddamn hassle, but I'm here to bring commentary to you guys and to enjoy your company as well. So okay, I think I'm going to have to continue with this because I got some more to argue about on this. Everybody that just now joining the chat, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you guys showing up tonight on an unexpected chat tonight, but I'm here. Thanks for showing up.
In this matter by the, I'm assuming the bond court judge, or maybe from the grand jury, I'm not sure. Bond court? Okay. I thought when the case first came before me for Raymond that the bond was adequate based upon the fact that there's 4 cases. There's $250,000 due bond on each one of the cases, plus pretrial services, which I thought was appropriate based upon.
Okay, so I want to stop that. I want to stop that there too. So I'm gonna lock that because my grandkids are showing up tonight, you guys, and they're here because I help babysit so my daughter can go to work. So I'm gonna rewind it just for 1 second, but I want to make sure that you guys caught the magic number for each case. Okay, let's go back just a tinch. There we go.
4 cases, there's $250,000 due bond on each one of the cases.
Did y'all hear how much it is for each case?
Assuming the bond court judge.
Did you hear how much it is for each case on the bond?
Okay. I thought when the case first came before me for Raymond that the bond was adequate based upon the fact that there's 4 cases. There's $250,000 due bond on each one.
How much is it? How much is it for each case that's costing him to make bond on each one? How much? Can y'all put it in the chat? It's that magic goddamn number that's been going around the YouTube streets like since day one. Like this is the number that apparently and allegedly all other girls was getting. Like, what the fuck is up with this $250,000 when it comes to R.kelly? Like, what the hell is up with that? Y'all don't think that that's some weird shit? They just magically came up with the number of $250,000 per case, which was 4, I believe he said 4, which set this bond at $1 million. It's just, I just find it funny that why is it that $250,000? You know what, Mr. R.kelly, Sylvester Kelly, Robert Kelly is the magic man of $250,000. He is going, his AKA is just $250,000, y'all. And I believe, and not to get off subject over here, you guys, not to get off subject, and just because I saw the name in the chat, I'm going to have to take it there just for me. You say the devil is a lie. Drunken Larry actually asked a question on one of his lives some time ago. And his question was, and I'm going to quote, unquote, okay, where's all his money? Where's all his money? And mind you, he probably didn't have about 4 or 5 beers. And he asked a question stating that he is smarter than a 5th grader. I believe that's what the last one was. He said that he's smarter than a 5th grader. But then he asks, he's got the platform, what the hell y'all think he been doing with all the money? Where's all the goddamn money? Well, here's your answer, Drunken Larry. They done took it all. See that? You're not the only one that's smarter than the motherfucking 5th grader. He didn't spend it all. They took it all. And I hope that that answers your question, and you ain't never got to ask that goddamn question no more. And I said that I cannot curse today, but I'm sorry. It don't make no sense that every time money is talked about with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, even the goddamn judge over there, $250,000. I was like, damn, judge, you couldn't have said like $100,000 per case. I don't know. You just had to do the goddamn 250,000. They just had to do it, right? I'm like, this is okay. Let's move on, y'all, because I had a field day with that one. I kid you not. I have 79 people that has hit the thumbs up and still 96 people that are sitting in the bushes. You can remain in the bushes, but I think it's only fair if you guys give me a thumbs up on this commentary tonight. I do think that it is only fair. Only fair. And then some of you people that sits in the bushes, you can come back and hit me on my comment and said I did this and said I do that. But sitting in over here, it just shows me that you are here listening to the word. That's it. Appreciate it. Now hit that thumbs up button.
The cases, plus pretrial services, which I thought was appropriate based upon the information that I had regarding Mr. Kelly. I still believe that's true. That being said, I'm going to deny the motion at this particular point in time. If there's a change in circumstances and he is somehow released from custody and you want to bring it back before me, I'll take a look at it then, okay? Along that, as long as we're talking about that, there was an order issued regarding pretrial services. In light of the fact that Mr. Kelly's in custody, I'm going to vacate that order here in Cook County. And then, like I said, we'll take a look at it again if he is released on bond. Okay? All right. The final issue I have regarding bond is a petition or a motion, rather, to intervene filed on behalf of the surety. And Mr. Collins, would you just identify yourself for the record?
Yes, my name is John Collins, JLHNCOLINS, on behalf of the surety, requesting leave to intervene in this matter.
Okay, before we go into the part 2 of this, do you guys remember who Mr. Collins was? You guys remember who Mr. Collins came in to represent? Put it in the chat. You guys remember? Okay, everybody, nothing nice. No, remember who Mr. Collins is and who Mr. Collins came in to represent. Absolutely. Nothing nice is the only one participating in the chat, so the rest of you guys I'm going to have to put on a timeout. And put y'all on timeout. The bells, okay. Latanya Walker, Mr. Connor was actually an attorney that came in to represent Valencia, who was a young lady, I guess allegedly or possibility was a friend or an acquaintance of knowing Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, who in her kind heart decided to, I am Harlem, I'll put y'all on time out over here sleeping. We ain't on senior citizen time right now. That don't start till 11. And wake y'all ass up in the chat. So he represented her, and where she felt that in her heart that she had learned that at this time or so that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly could possibly have a bond to exit out of the Cook County building and things for court, and she put that bond down for him. Okay, but before I go on with that, because they're talking about a surety, I believe it is a surety bond. But before we go on, we all must know what an surety bond is. It still kind of got me a little confused, but let's all touch on what the surety bond actually does and how it works. And before I get started, just so that you guys know, an surety bond, you also have to pay for it to get, and they charge a % on it. So depending on the amount of the surety bond that you want to purchase, the percent of it could be a little bit higher than 1% or 10%. It can get higher. The bigger you need on the surety bond, the higher it can get. And keep in mind, though, because I believe that I read somewhere with a surety bonds as well, they kind of do like a credit check thing or something on you. And I'm still digging and trying to understand that one as well. But yeah, let's see. Let's see what it is. I'm busy. I'm busy, grandson. I do not own the rights to this video. I do not own the rights to the
If you're wondering
video.
what a
The
surety
video
bond
is
is, you've come to the right
using
place.
for educational purpose
SuretyBonds.com has developed this
only.
guide to give you a quick and easy to understand explanation of surety bonds. I'm Danielle, and I'll be explaining what surety bonds are, how they work, and who needs them. A basic definition explains that a surety bond brings three parties together in a legally binding contractual agreement. These three parties are known as the principal, the obligee, and the surety. First, we have the principal, which is a professional or business that must purchase the bond. When a principal purchases a bond, they provide a financial guarantee of their ability to follow certain laws and regulations. Second, we have the obligee, which is the party that requires the principal to purchase a bond. The obligee is usually a government agency that uses surety bonds to regulate an industry and protect consumers from financial loss. Finally, we have the surety, which is the insurance company that guarantees the bond. The surety provides a financial guarantee that the principal will fulfill the bond's obligations. If a bonded principal does not fulfill the bond's terms, then the obligee can make a claim against the bond to collect reparation for damages. If the claim is found to be valid, the surety will reimburse the obligee.
Thank you, hon.
Now that you know how
Yes,
bonds
I'm
work, you're
seeing
probably
it.
wondering, who needs a surety bond and why? Surety bonds are typically required of businesses or professionals who provide services to consumers.
Oh, that's
Oftentimes, bonds are used to regulate traditionally risky markets, such as the mortgage industry. Most surety bond purchases fall within one of two major bonding categories: commercial bonds or contract bonds. Commercial bonds are used for business owners, entrepreneurs, and other working professionals. Commercial bonds ensure people will do their job according to licensing laws and other industry regulations. A few examples include auto dealers, notaries, and travel agents. Contract bonds are used to guarantee that construction professionals fulfill their contractual obligations when working on a construction project. Contract bonds ensure projects are completed on time and keep project owners from losing their investments. So what do you do if you need a surety bond? If you need more information on a specific surety bond type, visit www.suretybonds.com. If you're looking to purchase a surety bond, SuretyBonds.com offers free, no-obligation surety bond quotes within one business day. Thanks for stopping by. Be sure to check back soon for additional information on bonding.
Okay, so there we have a clear picture about what the surety bond is and what it does. We got a little bit of knowledge on how that works, and I like what I see you, Secret Sister, and Latoya. I saw your comment that was interesting too. You did give that it depends if it's drug related or murder, that and a surety bond can cost you a little bit more than that 10% of what they usually tack on to what you're purchasing for the bond, what the bond number that you're purchasing, I guess I should say. So let me see before we go on. Secret Sister says that she has some knowledge into her because she is a retired homicide detective. I said, I see you guys. Peace and harmony. I see you guys. I'm stopping the live right now. I'm stopping the video right now. You want me to open up the phone lines? I will, but I see you guys. Sometimes it's hard if I'm doing the commentary to jump right back to the screen, but I see you. I see you. I see you. LeVane says she wants the money back. I see you. Stop with that face. I see you. And right now, I am stopping right now so that I can comment on everyone that is commenting. I see P says that I did see you participate. I'm seeing that. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. 9 more likes, please. Secret Sister says 9 more likes. Hit that like button. Peace and harmony. Get these people to hit that like button up there. Get those people to hit that like button on this commentary. We gonna get to that part, Latanya Walker. I question that too. Like, if you said that you thought that they said that he paid her back. He paid her back, but I thought they said that he didn't have any money. So how did he pay her back? How would you guess that he paid her back? Let's just allegedly put that out there. Thank you, Lavina. Said he didn't have any money. And they opened up a big old defense fund. So it was $100,000. The people down in Chicago did the few little bad things to the daycare. They wrote all over the building and said bad things and stuff. Even the news reporters had a few negative things to say, as not coming right out to say it, but you can tell in their words that they were like, the nerve of her. You know what I'm saying? So Latanya said that otherwise she doesn't get money back from the bailout. On that note, let's see why the judge had reasons to not return her money, which I think, from what I heard, I'm going to have to say that I kind of disagree with the judge not returning her money. I think I'm going to have to disagree with him. Did some of you guys agree with the judge, or do you disagree with the judge? Or should we play it first and then make our decision? Exactly, Lavina.
All right, I'll give you the opportunity to file your motion and intervene for the limited purpose of arguing on behalf of the surety that you want the bond returned.
I don't know if council is ready to argue today, if they need a little time.
Okay, Renee. We knew that he had the money in there. We knew that.
I'm prepared to argue today.
Well, it seems to me, just looking at the motion, that the only response that the defendant may have is whether or not he wants to agree to exonerate the bond, which means that he would be held no bond.
And again, I understand that they are trying to petition the Northern District of Illinois. And
I was trying to understand that. So let's rewind it, because I'm really trying to understand what the judge meant by exonerate. If he returned it, then that means that what Mr. Connor is asking the judge to do was exonerate the bond, which means that he will be held on a no bond. Can somebody want to call in and explain that part to me? Because that part got me totally confused when you didn't give him a goddamn bond anyway. He wasn't issued one, was he? I don't know. I'm going to have to open up the phone lines for somebody to call in and explain to me exactly what this judge meant. And that's the only phone call that I want to hear, because I must go on with the commentary. This judge said that, I'm going to replay it before you call in so we can hear really, really clear about this.
Response that the defendant may have is whether or not he wants to agree to exonerate the bond, which means that he would be held no bond.
And again, I understand
says that the defendant will be held on a no bond. If this is what the Valencia chooses to take, asks for her money back to her. If the courts grant her the money back, then he would be placed on a no bond. That just doesn't make sense to me. I need somebody to call in and make it sense to me. Let's go.
That the surety has to.
Give me 1 second. You're on the One Papoose show. Let me freeze that up and explain this to me.
Hi, One Papoose. Hi, Chad. This is Super Sister. I was calling on to try and help make sense of it. Okay, a surety bond is a bond, or a guarantee that involves a promise by one party to assume responsibility, right?
Yeah.
For the debt obligation of a borrower. So the promise would come from R.kelly. Okay. The debt obligation would come from R.kelly.
Mm-hmm.
The promise would come from Valencia or whoever gave the money. Okay. So usually a surety bond, it helps. This is a good thing because a surety bond it's like a promise by a surety or a guarantor to pay the one party, like the obligee, which is R.kelly. So if he was to go outside of what, let's say it like this. I'm going to start all over. Okay. Bond, it protects the obligee against like losses resulting from the principal failure, right, to meet the obligation. So the thing is she should get that money back. And the reason being is he is incarcerated. So he has not done anything to go against any obligation of bond. And first of all, like you said, a bond was never set. So we don't even know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
He's in there on that she paid when he was going for child support.
Mm-hmm.
From what I remember.
Okay,
you know what
that's
I mean?
what one of the
remember.
ladies in the chat was just saying, that she thought that it was for the child support.
And it was. I was looking up his stuff, and it was for the child support. Now, this is what confuses me. Now, if it was to get paid to, for his child support, from what I remember, okay, I might be retired, but it ain't that long. Okay, law is law. And if it's that, then Drea should have left out with that money.
Mm-hmm.
And the bill of the court costs is left on R.kelly's desk. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But why is it that they are still holding on to the child support without ever telling him? And now, if that, or if, I don't even know, because he was never given a bond. So if he's never given a bond, like I said, she done excellent by getting a surety bond,
Mm-hmm.
because she will definitely get her money.
Right, because it's insured. You would have to put insurance. You got to go through the insurance company, make sure that it's insured as well to be able to receive it back, right? If all guidelines of what she that was in the contract with the third parties, but the contract did not uphold itself of what she signed up for.
Right, because see, what happened is that, and then that's only in the case of, now when she gave that, it was due to his child support. He went in, and when that was paid, then that no longer was an obligation. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was done and over with. But if you don't want to give the money to his children, which I think all of us thought that it was given away to Drea.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they are still holding on to this money, now we have to ask ourselves, what the freak is really going on?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't remember a bail being set. That's what we're trying to go for. Am I not correct? That's what all these motions is for, to get a bail. Now, if he's had a bail,
Mm-hmm.
then you mean to tell me we've written 5 to 6 motions and all we had to do was come up with how much money? Nobody's telling us. So this case has I think has stressed out all of us, and it's not just because it's R.kelly. It's because I have a husband and a son and brothers, and if they get away with doing this to him, okay, because I was in the law, and this is absolutely out of bounds. They are not within the limits of the law.
Mm-hmm.
They have done him so wrong. Like I sat back and I thought earlier today, how many, just off of them, off of the government, how many lawsuits he's going to have against them, not including all the women, not including everybody else, just them on these principles. Are you getting what I'm saying?
I do. Mm-hmm.
He met all obligations. He made it to court. Anything that was on any provision, he was there. When he went to go walk his dog, when they picked him up, I was under the assumption the child support was over now.
Mm-hmm.
Now we are picking him up for the RICO and the racketeering.
Mm-hmm.
Am I not correct? Is
Correct.
that what everybody else thought?
I believe we're all agreeing with that.
Okay, so that money that was put up, that case is dismissed. It's done. So why are you holding money? Now, if Drea and the kids have it, I can understand it a lot better than the court for it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you understanding what I'm saying? Now, I have to ask myself this one thing. Why is it that Drea isn't going after it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you ask yourself that? Now, really, you got to ask yourself, what the hell is really, it's so much corruption. It's so sad because his kids, I wish,
Right.
because they are adult children,
Okay.
and I just wish that they would get them under her mind control
Uh-huh.
and be able to speak for themselves, because they were in the house with their dad for 14 years. 14.
Okay, hold on, sister, because I don't want to lose peace and harmony question, because that was the original one of the other questions that was on the table too. We needed to know, what does exonerating a bond means to the defense? Like what did that mean?
What does he mean?
Exonerating a bond.
Exonerating a bond.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let me try to explain that. Because I'm so I'm gonna be honest. I'm so pissed off by this stuff. But I am, and it because it has you going like, back and forth. Okay, that's when the judge orders like a bond exonerated. Okay, and the clerk of court, it's time stamp, like the original bail bond power, like the indictment of the thing, and the judge has exonerated it. Now, is that true? Do we have a exonerated bond? Because if he does, we're doing all this for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
People walk right out.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like he can walk right out of there and it's just like if you get exonerated from a crime. When you get exonerated from a crime, what happens? It's reversed, right?
Exactly. It's gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you have an exonerated bond, then that means if you add a bond, there is no longer a bond.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an issue. Is all this time there's no bond?
Nope. So
It's already been reversed.
let me ask you this, and then we'll take
No,
another
it's
call.
already been reversed. Steve Greenberg needs to really get up on his head.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I've seen in the chat somebody said that maybe Steve needs like some lawsuits. And I happen to agree. I forgot who it was. I happen to agree. Maybe he do. Maybe it's too much for him because we do have to realize that he's a defense for the stars, but most of the time it's probably defense on stuff like when people are trying to, extort the rent and things. You know what I'm saying? But this case is probably a lot out of his hands, but he's so far in that to try to say that let's change a whole law thing, that would keep R.kelly in there for the next 7 to 8 years probably. And we need to just stick with him. And it seems like, no lie, it seems like we are, and they can say what they want about us as YouTubers, but we are doing better investigative work. We have done. We've exonerated this man like 5-6 months after they put him in. And they just continue to put new things on. But understand this, and I want everybody to listen to this. He's under federal, okay? So when you're under that, you can only keep somebody 6 months under whatever they have under there, okay? Now we're getting all these motions, and I don't know if you guys are noticing. There's new names coming out. Now, if the only way that you can keep somebody in jail, incarcerated, okay, is this. After 6 months you can't find nothing, you have to let them go. And you notice every 6 months there's a new name, there's houses and cars burning, there's witness tampering, there's
Caller, I see you calling, but we'll give sister another 2 minutes, and I'll get your call next. Go ahead, sister.
and I'm gonna let y'all say it's just like pay attention to every 6 months. Pay attention to when Azrael her car was burned. Look at that month and guarantee you right around 6 or 6 months after that they'll be coming up with another name. And I think they are trying to come up with somebody named Asia or something like that. Okay? And it's just crazy how they keep on doing this. They shouldn't be allowed to keep doing this and holding this man if he has an exonerated bond.
Right.
So that's what I have to contribute to the chat.
Okay.
So I hope I answered everybody.
Yeah.
If not, just ask questions in the chat and I'll try to answer them as best I can. But I hope that I helped you at least.
Yeah, I understand it. I think on your way out, so we are agreeing that Valencia should have had her $100,000 returned back to her.
Yes.
Okay. Just thought we were on the same page.
If
One more question before you leave, and it's just a kind of a yes or no. When I'm so used to when the government or so is holding on to funds, a substantial amount of money, or maybe even the minimum amount of money. Let's just say that it was $5,000. Do they sit this in a secure account where it accrues interest on it? I'm just asking.
Right now, you know what they're doing? They have kept him in jail so long, they are reversing that on him. They're making that be their pay. If you understand what I mean.
I'm just, like I say, I'm just asking because I think if I would be, put myself in Valencia's shoes, and if I'm expected to get this back, you know what I'm saying, I would be questioning about, wait a minute, this got about a year worth of interest on it. Now y'all owe me about $150,000. I'm just saying, that's just how I work. Because everybody puts your money in a secure, I don't know what would be the name of it when they put it in, in those kind of, what is it, like a commodity, the commodity, and it, and it grows interest, correct?
Yes, it should.
Well, I want my 150,000 back, because that's how long it's taking y'all to return my money. Now, I'm just saying, you got to play that game. Hold up. I need to know, y'all, this was in a no interest escrow, or was it in an interest escrow? Because if it was, I want to see a little extra on my money. I'm just saying.
If she has a surety bond, then that should not be in their hands at all. But now, if it is in their hands, what they have done is they have reversed that, and they've made
I know, Latanya.
him paying court costs every time they go to court. That's when it ends up being his court costs. And I guarantee you, they say, we don't owe you that. That goes towards your court costs. That's what they're going to try to do. But I'm glad that she has a surety bond, and says if you want, meet you in Valencia, after this, we can talk, and I can possibly tell her like what's her next step to go.
Why? You don't think that her attorney is doing a good job? Why? You don't think her attorney, Mr. Carter, didn't do a good job?
I think he did a great job, but I think he should have stepped up a little stronger.
A little bit stronger. He let the judge punk him, huh? That's what you're saying?
Right.
Okay, get on back in the chat room. Let's get the next call, and let's get somebody else's opinion on how this would work with the assurity.
Right, because when the judge said no, let me speak. This is when he could have said no. I am going to speak because on behalf of my client, you are holding funds of her. And because you're holding funds, I can speak whenever I want it. It's the right, because it's a surety law.
Yeah. Okay, I got to get the next caller because they want to speak. So get on back in the chat.
Call me afterwards.
Yep.
Call me afterwards.
Yep.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Okay.
All right, caller, you can call in, and the line is open. We're going to take one more. I really want to get through this because we have another debate that's just we haven't gotten to yet. Let's get the next caller in. I'll call you back. Oh, there we go. There we go. Welcome to the One Papoose Show. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with tonight?
This is Dina.
You got to turn your volume down.
Let me turn off my phone. Can you hear me?
I can hear you better now, yes.
Yes, I think what had happened when the child support case was going, she had put up the money for Charles to be bailed out, to come out to be able to pay the child support. But when he got out and paid the child support, they came right back and put him back in jail. So now, being that he's back in jail, he really didn't get a chance to really be bailed out on her money. So now she wants her money back because the deal was that she puts this money up for him to be bailed out.
Yeah,
but he really didn't get bailed out.
But she put that money up to bail him out on what charge and in what district?
It was the child support case.
Okay.
I think it was Chicago district. Was the child support district?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's where she put up that money. So I guess being that he did get out, and then when they came back and put him back in jail, I guess she felt that she should have gotten her money back. But as the judge said, she can't get her money back.
Well,
when we go back and listen, he's going to say that.
Well, yeah, and according to Miss Caroline Diamond, in which we haven't gotten to that part in there, he was going down the signing signatures of what she agreed to, and one of them was that she may not have those funds returned. But,
exactly, and she's not gonna have them returned. So that's what that judge. The lawyer is trying to fight, but he's gonna lose that right in front of our face when we listen to it. And also, I think what's going on with Cares is they want this man to plead to something, or either, I hate to say it, but because of white supremacy, they are either trying to kill this man, because the only way they're going to benefit from R. Kelly is either he do time, because anytime you go to jail, they keep the royalties. You know what I'm saying? They get to keep all his money, which they already doing now. But if he dies, they keep it. If he go to jail, they keep it, and he can never get it again. So that's why they're not letting this man out of jail.
Well, Daddy Lolo begs he has a different piece stating that the money was not for the child support. It was for the state charges.
No, okay, well, everybody has their opinion,
right. But I mean, we can agree that both of those situations occur like dynamic, right, back to back. So
yes.
Yeah, I don't think they really specified which.
And that could be possible too, one Papoose. They probably didn't put a specify on it. You could be right about that too, but I thought it was the child support.
Right. If anybody in the chat room knows exactly what she agreed to, was this an agreement signed on placing that bond for his child support, or do we know for sure that it was she signed her signature on an agreement to bond him out on the state cases? Everybody in the chat knows that for sure. Because it's hard for me to tell.
I could have sworn it was the child support.
But I agree with you. It's hard for me to tell which one is which, because they hit like they was like boom, boom. It was like, well, what was the bond for? Was it for the child support, or was it for the state case? Which one was it for? It came.
It was, like you said, back to back. They got them back to back. So it can be either one. You know what I mean? But I stand corrected, but I believe it was a child support. But we're going to go in and find out. I'm coming back into the chat.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Thank you. You're welcome. We have 102 in the chat. No, we have 123 people sitting in the chat. It is okay that you continue to sit in the bushes, but show me some love by hitting that thumbs up on there while we go through our agree to disagree on the One Papoose Show. Before I start the video, because we have another agree to disagree part of the video coming up that I would like to go over. And before I move on, I would like for everyone that has not went to subscribe to the One Papoose channel, can you please take about a minute to go and do so, because I had to restart that channel. And right now, I would love you guys' support to help me get that channel back up and going over there, as I am now in the process of re-uploading hundreds of my videos that I started off with. And I appreciate that. Before anyone calls in and before I start the video, I want to make sure that we are all kind of on the same page of how this first bond from Valencia got involved, that we do understand what the assurity bond is for, what it does, and who does it, and who it pertains to as well. We want to remember what the first discovery was, and that the prosecutors from when the first discovery was presented, claims that they were still waiting on some type of DNA coming from the CPD. We talked about how they also were waiting to finish off the copies of the 2002 shenanigans show that they needed to also get into the courts and possibly as well present it over to Mr. Greenberg. But we now know that the copies of the videos that they were waiting on has been copied and tendered. We do know that for a fact, because that did come out of the prosecution's voice. We know that Greenberg has accepted and received a little bit of the evidence of what they have had, but not all of it. And this is why that he is unable to prepare himself fully to continue with this case, which I did hear, I believe, a caller or something. It could have been on, I want to say Texas Black Time. I want to say that they have made it clearly impossible for him to be prepared for the upcoming trial. So if everyone has jumped over and came right back for the one papoose, giving me your subscription over there. I know it's a pain in the ass, but I absolutely appreciate if you did so. Let's continue on and let's get our next agree to disagree debate going.
Substantial change of circumstances, just having there's a change of circumstances to increase the bond. Judge, in this instance, he's held no bond, so the purposes of the bond are frustrated in Illinois. And with that being said, Judge, the insured had no basis of knowledge for the additional investigations. It was for this purposes only. So if bond is to be frustrated and he's to be held no bond, then there's no need to have her money sitting in deposit. So if they want to have an opportunity to address that, maybe some modifications to the other jurisdictions' bonds. But this case, this money in these instances were expected to be for this purposes. With bond being frustrated.
Okay, so Mr. Connor continues on. And like I say, I think that this is where I think the confusion is coming in, where we all cannot agree on it because they just don't state it. When Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly went to court on this day, where we have Mr. Connor, the representation attorney for Valencia, what were they in court for? Let me see it in the chat. Were they in court for the child support, or were they in court because he was looking for a bond hearing on his state case? Which is it? Let's put it in the chat and make a decision before we leave up out of here today. And I know everybody remember this day in court. This is the day that he was walked in with the two marshals. You know, the big Mandingo looking, buff, Yeah, them. Yes. So what was it that he was in court for on that day? Okay, Dr. Rogers says the criminal charges. Secret Sister says the child support charges. Come on, y'all. Which one was it? Somebody's got to have the right answer out here. The state case, okay? We don't have 100% agreed up in here. We don't have it yet. It was the child case of Dr. Rogers. Right now, we have a split agreeing and disagreeing in here. Which is it? He was in court for the state. It was the state case. Okay, you guys. Right now, I'm thinking we may have to agree that it was the state case, not the child support case. Okay. So around the YouTube streets, we should not be hearing an argument about whether if this was the child support or the state case, because we are all coming into an agreement that when Mr. Connor stepped in court on behalf of Valencia to show his justification of why the funds should be returned back to her, it was regarding the state case. But the state case had a no bond to it. Was the no bond placed on him before or after Valencia posted that bond? Oh, you know what? Keisha, don't be upset. Run the bag back. She said run the bag. Give it all back to her. Don't be upset. Okay, so you said it was after. She posted the bond. I'm going to ask it again. Valencia posted a bond after he was denied bond? Because in order to post a bond, you would know how much it is to post so that he could be walking out the door, right? I'm confused on that. I said when Valencia went to place the bond for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, did she put the money up before or after he was issued a no bond? Okay, she posted it up before. So if you're telling me, Trigger, that she posted it up before, at what point did they give him a bond? When was he issued this bond? When did the judge actually say bond set at $1 million, which would have been $100,000 to get out? When did they give it to him? So she had assumed that he was going to make bail because they were talking about the charges and placed the 250 on each charge, and she sat there and assumed, oh, he's gonna get bond. So let me go and post this. Okay, nothing nice. Can you call in and explain that to me? Okay, he was never denied the bond in the state's case, but he was given bond when he was arraigned in the state case. Okay, I'm getting it. I'm just getting us in here to do some agreeing and disagreeing. But I got it. I got it. Loving said that, but they still accepted the money, criminal. Okay, I got it. Tracy, you give a shout out to View from Tracy's Point. Welcome to the channel, sweetheart. I'll be catching you over there. You got some good stuff. He was never denied a bond in the state case. He was giving bond when he was arraigned in the state's case. Okay. The state came in February and the feds came in July. I think it's still a few people in here on a different page. Hi, Daz. Welcome to the chat, sweetheart. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to the different part of it.
The court has the ability to address bond in its own right. You didn't increase the bond in this instance, however.
But this is a different issue. Yeah. You're asking on behalf of the surety that I return the bond money, and I'm asking you by what authority are you asking that?
Judge, if bond is frustrated, or if the purposes of the bond are not being met, then the court has.
This judge asked him on what authority. Mr. Kerner came back, I think, with a valid reason of why it should be returned, because the bond was frustrated, meaning that, to me, this is how I see it. She came in saying that I'm going to place bond on him for this particular thing in this goddamn district. But because they had learned, according to that lady prosecution that's standing to the right of him, learned that it was more cases going on, which give her, in her sense, also ask to adjust his bond at that time. But what I believe Mr. Connor is saying, you guys have frustrated this bond. This is not what she put it up for. Her bond was not intended to secure. I'm going to have to say secure, you guys, and I could be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong. Anything of what the Northern District and the Eastern District had all of a sudden put in place with the Chicago district. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. So if you're not going to release him based on the Chicago district case, I would like to have my money turned back over to me. But then we had Dr. Rogers put in the chat as well that she signed this agreement and maybe she didn't read A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But she shouldn't have had to read it because she had an attorney there that was reading that for her. Welcome to the One Papoose channel. Who do we have on the line?
Yes, this is Lavina again. I stand to be corrected.
Okay.
I just looked it up. It was because he he pled not guilty to sex assault charges, and that's what she put up the cell for.
Okay. Okay, so we're on the same page with it now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
girl.
All right.
All right, bye. So that's just how I see it. Where I just believe that she should have gotten her money back. That's just that's just how I see it. And I get it that they want to throw all these court words in here and frustrated and anxiety. Yeah, I get all of that, and that's to confuse everything up. Come on, we got about 8 more minutes to get through this video.
Has an option at his discretion, Judge, to order the defendant held with no bond in this instance. If he's going to be held no bond in 2 other jurisdictions and have this bond here waiting, then the entire purpose of bond is frustrated. So we can actually let you exonerate it. It's allowable under the statute if you want additional specific instances.
I'll tell you something else that I hate at this point when Mr. Greenberg leaned in real close to Robert Sylvester Kelly. You guys, it was like I couldn't read what he was saying, and he knew exactly where those cameras was pointing at him at. So I have to give a shout out to Mr. Greenberg, right? Because if it's a lot of deaf people that that sign language and stuff that they can read lips very, very well. And I swear, when I seen him do that, I was up on the screen, like, really trying to look. But Greenberg leaned in perfectly to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly to speak to his client without anybody on this TV. That if you were looking at it, can't nobody tell me that they knew what Mr. Greenberg was telling his client at that time, because he leaned in so far, you couldn't see none of it. So I bet not hear nobody on here saying that they know what Mr. Greenberg was telling Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly at this court hearing. Nobody, because I couldn't catch shit, and I know if I couldn't catch it, could nobody else up in here catch it or around the YouTube street. Let's finish.
Well, let me ask you this. Your client, okay, is Miss Veronica Love. Is that correct?
Valencia.
I'm sorry, Valencia Love.
Yes.
And she's the surety. She signed the bond slip, correct? Okay. And did she read the bond slip?
Yes.
She did?
Yes, as far as I understand.
All right. If you look at the bond slip, it's clearly stated under notice to person providing bail money other than the defendant. And there's 4 points.
Yes.
All right. And point 1 is I understand that the money that I have posted is for the bail for the defendant named in this bond in the above numbered case or cases. Okay. Paragraph 1. Paragraph 2. And this is most important. Paragraph 2. I understand that even if the defendant.
Okay. Before we go to paragraph 2, did you guys catch what was in paragraph 1 that caught Miss Valencia up in the situation? I'm not Miss Valencia. I'm going to say Mr. Connor, her attorney. Did you catch what he said that could have been exactly, babe, exactly, girl, and boom, that's what got her right there. To me, that was no more else said in that. I get it. I still believe that she should have gotten her money returned to her. But we always have that the one or two words that you really got to pay attention to when you guys are signing contracts. Auto contracts, your credit card contract, everything. And you got to your rental contract, your mortgage contract. You got to literally read everything. Everything. If you don't understand it, you write down what it is you do not understand, and you go get your ass some free legal advice. That's right, I said free because they out there. Just tell them you make under $15,000 a year. They'll help your ass. Hell, everybody got one of them state claim ass offices, legal free goddamn on advice. Just cry wolf. Tell them you don't have a job and it's a pandemic and they gonna help you with the shit. It's always a way around some shit. But I'm just saying. The word that was in that first paragraph of what Bae Pretty said. Case or cases. And right at that, when I heard that, right, and I'm like, okay, I mean, as much as I would have liked for Miss Connor funds to be returned to her, and if I was standing in Mr. Connor's shoes, oh, wait a minute, maybe that's why he did start sweating like that, because I know he was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, now I gotta take this shit, excuse my French on Sunday, back to my goddamn client. You know, and oh my Lord, and he probably got something in his goddamn contract where you only get paid if you win the case. So he probably like, oh shit, nah, I'm not gonna get paid because I ain't finna win my goddamn motion. You know what I'm saying? So let's move on. Let's move on with paragraph 2.
Follows all court orders. That this money may be ordered in the judge to pay for the defendant's attorney's fees, court costs, fines, fees, and restitution to the victim, and that I may lose all of my money. That's italicized.
They got everything up in there except for lunch and my golfing. He got everything up in there, and I ain't trying to be bashing on the judge. But he done wrote everything up in there with the fees and this and that. He left out golfing and lunch because that's enough money to take care of all that shit. I'm just saying, y'all, don't forget to show y'all girls some love on this chat tonight. Go ahead and put those blue hearts up in the chat. Send everybody that's above you and below you some blue hearts in this chat. Don't forget to send your girl One Papoose some love in this chat. Hit the blue hearts in the chat room. You guys let me know you are still here with me. You are still here with me, and I will proceed as soon as I see this room light up blue and everybody that's hanging up in here with me tonight. Victorian, what up? What up? What up? Hello. Hello. Welcome to the chat, you guys. I believe Victorian is nice. Victorian, if you are new, please don't be shy. Head over to the One Papoose actual main channel and give me your subscription up over there as well, sweetheart. I appreciate it. And look at all the love in the room. That's what I'm talking about. The person above you, you got a blue heart. The person below you, you got a blue heart. And of course, all of those blue hearts, I'm just gonna take them. I'm just gonna take them all. Y'all be hooking One Papoose up over here. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Because we in some good agree and disagreeing over here. And I think that we all now are on the same page of the $100,000 K was put up based on the state case. And see what happens if we break it down and we all work together on this. In about 5 minutes, I'll open up the phone line and someone else can call in and give us your opinion on what you think. I know, Victoria, girl, we give lots of love over here. We give lots of love over here. Lots of love over here. So welcome to the channel, sweetheart.
For emphasis. Third, I understand that if the defendant fails to comply with the conditions reflected in the bond, I may lose all my money should the court enter the forfeiture of bail order. Again, I may lose.
Now, we know paragraph 3 doesn't apply because Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly has obeyed every seeking one of their requests that he does for the court. He's done everything. So number 3, we know that they can cross that on out the contract. Done. He's done everything that they've asked for him to do. So, Ms. Carolyn Diamond says, it appears to me that she is attempting to be compensated twice if R. Kelly has already paid her. It looks like that she's trying to double up, come up. Connor knew it was a loss from the beginning. Like I said, when I actually heard the word case in cases, I was like, you know, he started sweating real bad. I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna cause you to lose the job. Thank you, Victoria, sweetie. Thank you. But however, if we're gonna say Dr. Rogers, I'm gonna pick on you for a minute. If we're going to say that it allegedly that she was compensated, right? Now let's go back down memory lane where we know that Robert Sylvester Kelly went to go to the bank where he claims that it was allegedly $300,000 in this bank, and he tried to move his money to a safer account that only he would have access to at this point, after knowing that he has been taken, he has been drained, he has been milked, he has been lied to, you name it, he has done it. So now let's move it over here. And then you have a bank teller or could have been the manager of the bank, you know, I don't know, but allegedly, let's just say it was either one that told him that he had to wait up to 6 or 7 days to be able to have access to that money. And I believe on the last show, we all kind of agreed a little bit that the feds or whoever, you know, whatever, had frozen his account. So my opinion, my theory of when the chat room was speaking on it that way, that it was a possibility that those funds was frozen, right? My theory of it was that how would they know? I was like, but how, you know, how, like when? Like, you know, like, so the bank got the phone call to know from those people to say and to tell this man a lie, because I know for a fact, or I thought I knew for a fact, because someone corrected me on their theory of it, saying that it depends on how much that you can pull out, right? I believe I said, well, no, I would have been like, I'll be right back. And I would have came with some duffel bags and say, put all of my $300 up in my bag, because I'm not waiting no 6 or 7 days to have access to my account. And then a young lady came back and said that, well, no, it kind of don't work that way, because it depends on the amount of money they have. What do you mean? I'm a freaking legend. This is my money. I'd be having a problem. I would have a problem with that. So I think that we were like in a little debate whether if the money was actually frozen by those people where they did not want him to have access to remove any funds from this account. She was given a money order for $110,000 as he was, after he was released, and then he was picked up again. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out though, Miss Tracy. I Keisha, I'm just saying, I'd have been hold that goddamn thought. I've been taking my ass over to Walmart give me a backpack, just put all my shit right on up in here, because I'm closing this account out today, period. You want to give me my money? Oh, no, it's going to be some problems. See, that's why they came out with set it off. You say, how does he know this lady? I think the only way that it came about on the news was that she just was, I don't know, a friend of his. And, it kind of, believe me, they kept it short. She said that's the standard language in the contract. You have to think hard before making that kind of commitment. I hope that she was planning to help, but she seemed to want that money to me. Well, Dr. Rogers, I'm just saying, I have to agree a little bit with Mr. Connor. She was under the assumption that she was placing that money up for him to be released on bail on that state case alone. That not with all of the other two districts coming into play with the state, which would that caused Mr. Connor to say that they frustrated the money. It's like hula hooping. It's like hula hooping. I jumped inside this hula hoop knowing that I could do the hula hoop this one time. I got the hula hoop. But then if I allow you and Loving and T Lazy to jump in here with me, I don't want it. I don't want it. I want my whole hula hoop back. Y'all just frustrated my whole goddamn, my rhythm and shit. I want my hula hoop to myself. It's like, no, nobody invited y'all in here. I paid for this hula hoop just for me to be in it. Like, where the hell y'all come from? So if I can relate it to that, I feel a little bit where Mr. Connor was coming from. I do, but I get what you're saying. Mr. Connor was her attorney, and Mr. Connor, according to the first paragraph, at that point, before she signed this, all he had to do was say, either this would probably be a bad idea, or you're going to have to be expecting this because of this word right here. It says case or cases. So if you ask me, she ended up with a bad attorney. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to check on a few more of you guys' comments in the chat room, and then we got about 4 more minutes to finish up on this video. Keisha says that she believed that he would be vindicated and now nervous about the money. Loving said this setup is unbelievable. She said, didn't she say that they met on a cruise? See, after that, and I saw the episode with her wanting the money back with this one right here, I guess I just had a little sympathy of the fact that no matter what she did and how she did it, I did not agree with the attack, destroying the child care center and things like that. I didn't care for the name calling or, people being cruel to her after the fact when she thought that she was doing a good thing. And that good thing actually turned out to be a sad thing for her because it really changed their lives, her family, in a matter of a blink of an eye. So can you imagine going through some shit like that? Oh, you say Lavanna says that she didn't know him very, very long. So Secret Sister says she a very rich, supportive fan. Sound to me like she might have hit that Mega Millions over there in Chicago. She might have hit the Mega Millions. She might have hit the Mega Millions. She knew that they was trying to take everything from him, so she was going to get India. That's on me. Damn, India, you just came out blunt with that, girl. Where's Valencia? That's my big girl. I don't know where Valencia is. I felt bad for her attorney. Like I say, when he started sweating them sweat, girl, when he would do, that's because he came across that words that said case or cases. It's like, what am I supposed to tell my goddamn client? Woo, then, oh my Lord, the agreement was I'll get paid, if we win, but if we lose, then, I ain't gonna get paid. You say, I have Funky Fridays. I have Funky Fridays, girl. You must have missed one of our Funky Friday shows. I try to do Funky Fridays, so sometimes it's a little hard when you run it at 12 hours. Let's finish up the video, y'all. Let's finish up the video.
And then the fourth point deals with the 10% of the bond. But my point is this, that when your client signed this surety on behalf of Mr. Kelly, right next to the signature, these conditions are set forth. So, I mean, there's a certain risk that a surety has in signing a bond slip for someone, on behalf of someone who's in custody. She took that risk.
Notwithstanding the language on that, we still ask that in the issue of fairness, Judge. Mr. Kelly is a man of massive resources. This is a private citizen that comes for a limited purpose to assist. And in the interest of what fairness is, she didn't know that New York was going to indict. She didn't know that Minnesota was going to indict. She didn't know that Northern District of Illinois was going to indict. And then those changed the circumstances where, as part of paragraph 2, Judge, Mr. Counsel was representing Mr. Kelly prior to the posting of said bond. So that was hard to see how that could anticipate, how you anticipate someone posting bond and using those resources to cover his fees. So what we actually say in interest of fairness, if he's not going to be released on bond in this interest, exotic.
Now, I have to say, and I don't know if you guys can agree with me on this, but when he was making his closing argument, I don't know how many of y'all actually caught the facial expressions of Greenberg. I felt that they were priceless, because what I'm looking at, and I'm just hypothetically speaking, my opinion, and it looks to me, if I can Cleo psychic his mind, like throw those rocks on the table or put up those flashcards that tells you what this Jack and Queen is going to be. I'm going to attempt to read Greenberg's mind on that. And looks to me like he was trying to say, man, you don't hurry up, get your ass up out this courtroom in here compromising this goddamn case any longer. I can't deal with this shit. I already got a bunch of shit to deal with, and we got to stand here and listen to you talk about some goddamn money back. That is a facial expression that I kind of captivate on looking at Greenberg. Was like, okay, when is this gonna be over with? You standing here compromising this case some more, and I got these two goddamn ladies over here already talking about some bullshit, bull crap about that. They already got some copies of 2002 tapes that's been copied and tendered. And that Greenberg can't take no more of this shit. Like nobody else bring y'all ass up in there. If y'all done gave R.kelly a tie for his birthday, if y'all done sent in a vase, if y'all done sent in goddamn, if you even want to return some shit that R.kelly done gave y'all, just keep that shit. Don't nobody else show their ass up in the goddamn courtroom for nothing else. Nothing else, nothing. When if he done gave you, you keep the shit. And if you done gave him, that's just too goddamn bad. He ain't giving it back. Everybody just go sit their ass down some goddamn well. Cause this is here is starting to be a little bit too much. A little bit too goddamn much. So good morning, host. And oh my God, I don't know how to pronounce your name, so you gotta give me an A. You gotta, ooh, that's a hard one. Anaheim, and where are you from? Go out. Do I pronounce the G, or can I just say Whopper? Can I just call you Whopper? Because that's easy for me. But I have to admit, in a hang. Oh, well, damn, just sound in a hang. Y'all remember the school and they tell you to clap that shit to the syllables? That's how you, is that how, give me a thumbs up if I'm pronouncing your name right, sweetheart. And if so, welcome to the chat, my dear, welcome to the chat. You guys, can you guys show in a hang some yellow hearts for joining the chat today? Because I believe that she is new. And if she is new, my moderators will tell you where to go and subscribe to my main channel over on the One Papoose channel. So, but I think I got it right. I think I got it right, you guys. Give me, you know what? Give me a yellow heart for at least getting it right. Jesus Christ. Y'all stingy with them hearts tonight. It's called Love on the Blue. It's a breakfast joint. I'm going to see who you talk to. A View from Tracy Point says Tippy, and she does, but she bought them from the money she got as a result of her daughter dying. Okay, somebody's daughter's dying. They should have never attacked her people. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that one, though. There should have never been an attack behind her decision to do whatever she decided to do with her money. So good or bad, didn't matter. It was hers. So Juice and Love, hello, welcome to the chat. Rainbird is going to need help with therapy after this one, honey. Girl, you better say it. You better say it, girl. Let's get through this. Let's get through this.
The bond, and it's not an uncommon practice if someone's custody status is.
That's a decision made by the defendant. That's not a decision made by the surety. That's made by the defendant. Okay? And the money is posted on behalf of the defendant by the surety.
I still think sureties, and I can find the statute. I think sureties have a right to say if there's a change of circumstances or he doesn't comply with that, they can raise and say, hey, I'd like to have that money back. I don't think it's.
I'd like to see that because I've never run across that. And I think of what that implies. Think of what that implies if what you're saying is true. The implications is that any person who posts a bond on behalf of another, all right, if they don't like what's going on, I know, right,
Dr. Rogers, I was like,
they can come into a court and ask that the bond be exonerated because they feel that things aren't going the way that they thought that they would. That contradicts completely what's in the notice to the surety on the bond slip at the time that Ms. Love signed the bond slip.
That's okay, Keisha.
When that bond slip was being signed in the halls of the Cook County Jail, I don't think that she took the time to have legal advice. I think that we can raise these issues, Judge, and the fact that there's any.
Did you hear what he said? So I'm going to ask you guys this question again. Who is Mr. Connor to Valencia? Who is Mr. Connor to Valencia? Can someone please answer that for me in the chat? Who is Mr. Connor to Valencia in this room that they call a court of law? Or should I rephrase the question? Mr. Connor went into a court of law in front of a judge as a attorney representing Valencia. Is that correct? Is that correct? Because I'm just trying to make sure I ain't going crazy over here. That's correct, right? He ain't standing up in there as her brother or uncle or granddad or fiance or husband, is he? That I just want to make sure I ain't going crazy over here. Because you know what he said? My client did not seek legal advice. Did you hear what I said, chat? Did you hear what I say? Because I'm going to replay it so you can hear what I said.
and ask that the bond be exonerated because they
you
feel that
guys.
things aren't going the way that they thought that they would. That contradicts completely what's in the notice to the surety on the bond slip
Tracy
at the
believes.
time
Okay,
that,
now that makes
Ms.
sense,
Love
Tracy.
signed the bond
Thank
slip.
you for clearing that up.
When that
Okay,
bond
she's
was
an
being
attorney
signed
for the
in the
company that
halls of the Cook County
issued.
Jail, I don't
But
think
why
that
was
she
she
should have done
sent?
that legal advice. I think that we can raise these issues, Judge, and the fact that there's any surety with a request on that doesn't like to change the way that the case is going. That's not the instance here. I'm totally frustrated, and it seems like it's going to be a big grab at it when it wasn't initially agreed upon. So if the court would like additional information, I can present that and we can set it down for additional hearings where the court can be persuaded that.
I'm not going to go down that road right now. I'm going to deny your motion. I'm going to deny it.
Okay, I want to touch on
there's any
Tracy's
basis for it,
point
so it'll be
before we
denied.
move on. And I like what he said that if we don't get the reissuing of the funds, that they know for sure that it's going to be a big grab at all that dang on money. Tracy made a point, and I need to see if I can digest this one here, because you said that you believe that it was actually an attorney for the company that issued the secured bond. So my question to you is, if Valencia is requesting on behalf of what she felt that the agreement didn't hold up to, she brought in her $100,000 based on the fact that she assumed that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly was going to be issued bond based on the state case. That didn't happen. Okay, so you're telling me that Valencia sent in the an attorney that represents the company? Wouldn't she have needed to hire her own attorney? Help me out with this one. Help me out on this one, Tracy, because I'm confused. Why would, let me think. Okay, because we have the third party, a surety bond, and that would include the principal, the obligee, and the insurance. So the insurance is also obligated to represent Valencia if there is an ounce of wrongdoing. Is that, well, we get that we get that part. I just kind of want to go back to where you stated that the attorney was for the company that issued the secured bond. I'm stuck there. And my question to you, is it because the bond is issued as is in an agreement with three parties of signing this, with, like I said, the principal and the obligee and the insurance? And by this being signed in this agreement here, does that make the insurance attorney obligated to step in to make an argument of any wrongdoing on behalf of Valencia? Probably not, Dr. Rogers. Probably not. So, Tracy, point. I think what we both, I'm going to agree, and I hope that you can agree with me on this, that this whole bond issuings, this whole bond contract, this whole bond of Valencia, and it kind of appears to me that this was all some type of, excuse my French on Sunday, shit shenanigan show as well. We can just add this part too to the shit shenanigan show. Okay. Try. Okay. All right. All right. Very interesting. Very interesting. Oh my God. Look what happened when we put all these brains together. Yes. Yes. Okay, Miss Niecy, you too, babe. You too, babe. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to go hit that one Papoose channel, babe. Beauty says she saw the paid money order on Twitter. Levi said, God don't like ugly. I don't like it. So she has already got it back. And so Mr. Connor actually, did he even file for a motion on it to be reheard again? Or can we come to an agreement that as with Valencia and this bond and all that we can the whole room in here agree that her stuff shenanigan is over with, off the table, done. She got her money back. It's a go away thing and continue on with your life. Put a 1 in the room for yes. We all on the same page for that. However, I'm still want to finish the video out. We're gonna be done. We could okay. Yes, over, done. Yes, got it. Everybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else has a problem with Valencia? Because, like I said, I had a problem. I just had a problem with it. But having this group chat like this, now I have a clearer picture. I have a very much clearer picture when we do this all together, when we put it all out together and we can agree on it or disagree on it together. But at the end of the day, we have to come up with whether we all agree with what has happened, what we saw happen, because if we don't, we'll just continue to keep having, well, he did this, well, he did that. But if we sit like how we did and we can come up with this together, but we can, the force is good. The force is going to be big. It's big instead of having all of, there's only one person that we just can't fix. And we ain't going there today. Now, Juicy says that there is no coming back. The bond agreement is final until the case is settled. But, Juicy, we just agreed that Miss Valencia has received whatever she was supposed to receive back. There was a money order that people are saying that they clearly saw on Twitter. So when this case is over with, she gets absolutely nothing. Because if she do, then she'd have been and got paid twice. And we wouldn't like to see that happen. Let's just put it that way. What you laughing at, DC Native? Well, let's finish the video. Almost done.
If you have anything else in the future and you want to bring it, I'll take a look at it. But right now, you haven't really presented me with anything that, and in fact, I believe that the law is contrary to what you're telling me. But I'll take a look at something if you have something.
In the future, they'll have something different.
Sure. You can always ask to come in again on a petition interview. Okay. All right. What else do we have today?
Judge, I think the only other thing is that Mr. Kelly is willing to waive his appearance on the next court date and any future
Beauty,
date.
We never know how things are going to turn out.
Is going on. I know.
We never
Let's
know.
figure out first what our next court date is. Okay.
It's suggested December 4th.
Yeah. I would be inclined to give it a longer date based upon the fact that we have discovery with 4 cases here. And then I don't know what the implications would be with the discovery that you'd receive in the Eastern District or in the Northern District.
Let me tell you guys, when he said this part here, I got pissed off again. Here's a judge. This is a big case, right? Big case. And they both came up with the agreement of December 4th. You guys remember that? December 4th. But no, because it's going to be snowing and freaking cold in Chicago, that judge was like, okay, hold up. This is a little bit too close. This is my over the fire marshmallow time. And I usually go play crimmage. So what we're going to need to do is hold on, he says, because we got 4 more cases. We got four more to be doing. That's going to take some time. Or what he decided to do was stretch it out a little bit longer. No. I like that man when he said, no. That Farrakhan. No. They didn't want, Robert Sylvester Kevin don't want to sit in there all the time. See, what he could have done as a judge says, oh, y'all both agreed on this December case, on this December court date? Okay, cool. Make sure y'all have everything that Greenberg needs by this honor. I'll see y'all back on this day. Apparently, from what I got out of it, he wasn't too goddamn concerned whether it starts. That's just how I see it. That's how I see it. And when people say some shit about December, shit, ain't nobody coming out in that goddamn cold. Chicago like a blizzard going down there by that damn water and shit. That man, I'm sorry, had to come up with something. He was quick on his damn toes doing it. Hold up. I roast marshmallows and sit in my goddamn mansion with the goddamn fireplace going, and I ain't, just the goddamn plow might not even be out that damn week. Let's stretch this out. When disregard the fact that they came up with the date to start it. They came up with the date. They said December. Both sides said December. Greenberg agreed with agreed with the state side and everything, but no. Judge don't have time for December because it gets real cold down there in December. I don't want to come out in around damn December. Let's go.
As far as this case is concerned. So I think that, in order to make sure that, you have adequate time to sort of look at that, I'd be willing to give it a longer day.
Yeah, that's fine with the state.
Okay. All right. What date are we looking at?
All forced.
We just told you a date.
Okay. I'll indicate by agreement on all 4 matters then to December 4th. And Mr. Greenberg, you want me to waive Mr. Kelly's appearance?
Please.
All right.
And if that changes, Judge, then we'll come in and.
All right. I'll waive his appearance on December 4th, and then we'll.
I would now, Judge, if we are successful in getting him admitted to bond in federal court, he will be here on that date.
I imagine you'll be before that. Okay. All right. Then by agreement to December 4th. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Court's in recess.
And there you have it. I just wanted to sit down with you guys and kind of go over this one together with you guys to give me a better insight on some clarity that I needed, and hopefully a lot of other people in the chat room need it as well. I'll open the phone lines up for about 15, maybe we'll do 15 minutes of the phone lines if you guys chooses to call in and speak your piece on the footage, the message that we got today. Other than that, if there will be no phone calls in, I'd like to thank you guys for coming out, sitting up with me, bringing some clarity inside of my head. Now this is something else that I can rest on. And with further ado, I'll be back with another one. Don't forget, you guys, show your girl One Papoose channel some love. And the One Papoose channel on the other side of the streets, show me some love over there by subscribing to the channel. Don't forget, love thy neighbor. Love thy neighbor. If there's anything else, we'll leave it open. Like I said, I'll leave it open for a few minutes. She said she could have borrowed from her 410. Okay. Girl, that 401k, let's talk about okay. Baby, I be reading on that stuff. You borrow from it, then you can't contribute for about 6 months. So now you might miss out when the thing that shot up to get you a nice good chunk of money in there. Oh my Lord. I think the only time that I probably would borrow out of a 401k is if okay, like for instance, I'll put this out here. I plan on retiring at 57. That's my goal. Okay. That's my goal. And I said at 57, depending where I am with my home, that I was going to withdraw, and I have to look furthermore into it as far as with the penalties and all of that good juicy things, whether if it would be a wise idea. I don't want to retire and still have a mortgage, so hopefully, well, I know for sure at 57 it wouldn't be that much more on my home. So I'm going to really educate myself and read a lot more with we call it TSP, to make sure that I am doing the right thing. I will sit down with but my mom has a wonderful financial advisory person, so I will probably be hooking up with him to see if it's a right thing for me to do, because I don't want to be retired with a mortgage. That I don't want to do. So I'm thinking, okay, if it's like a little minor penalty for withdrawing that amount out to pay off my home, that I'm going to take that little hit on that penalty with the IRS, but at least goddamn home is paid off, and I'm 57 out now enjoying goddamn life with no goddamn mortgage. So I really have to, as the time gets closer, I'm going to start sitting down and weighing my options on that. So, and that was a good idea though, Carolyn. I know a lot of people that has done it, and it is because of the interest rate on your TSPs, baby. It is low. You can't get no low than low. It's wonderful, and I kid you guys not. If you guys are not out there and have not, even if you are investing in it's over at a bank, and if you are up in your I want to say over 25, 30, because around that age, your ass should be done playing in the streets, okay? You should be done. Now it's time to go take that $1,000 and go and open up your ass something. It don't matter. Even if the interest rate is running a little bit low on it right now, just open something up. Go put your money towards something. I don't know that the bonds, they don't pay that much. Don't even worry. Don't even worry your pretty little head about purchasing bonds or anything. I have bonds that is I should be cashing out on now because they have matured with the 30 the 30 years. So it's just a matter of me getting to the safe deposit box, and it's so many of them. I'll be in the bank like forever because each and every last one of them has to be signed, and that kind of sucks. But yeah, those have to be taken care of sometimes. So I may have enough maturity on those as well to prevent me from pulling a substantial amount out to finish paying off my mortgage, because then I would probably just cash those and use those for half of what I need to do here. But I can't stress it to you guys. And if there's people in this chat room that is in their 20s or in their 30s, go and find you some type of goddamn 401k. They're at the banks, and if you got $1,000 sitting around, just put it in there, and then every month, before you go get your hair weave and your fingernails and your toes done and the Gucci belts and all of that stuff, swing by the bank and drop that $200 a month in that bank for now, and you watch how you will be sitting so nice and pretty. And say you started at, let's say, 30. By 60, you know that, what, okay, I'm gonna be all right a little bit. I'm going to be all right a little bit. That's all you want to have enough in there to say is, I'm going to be all right a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying? You feel me? And I'm all down with the each one teach one thing because I am still in the process of learning it. I really am. So Juicy Love says, "Oh, she putting money up. Da, 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 da. I missed your comment. I missed your comment." And she got her money back, but her business is really around. So, it's court dates and if he gets bond and she is responsible for him. He's done all of those. He's done all of the obligations of what they had expected for him to do. Girl, peace and harmony. That judge got some things to do. They was in messing with his guy. Like I say, golfing, shooting pool. Hell, his wife probably texted him saying it's dinner time. Hurry up with this cat. It's all because you, girl. Some judges I like, and there's a lot of judges that I don't like because I get it. Have been appointed to uphold the law. You still human. You know what I'm saying? I expect some of them to still think as a human, and that means with common sense. Dr. Rogers, yes, you do get hit with a penalty. I don't know what TSP you pull yours out of, baby, but you get hit with the IRS. I mean, you get that little form in the mail that says duh, 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 and then once they what is it, like 10% or something or whatever, and then once you do your taxes, you got to take the freaking paper to them that you did an early withdrawal thing on there, then that adjusts your taxes and shit. Like, oh my Lord. I've just been scared of it right now. I do have a friend that, that used to just do it. Like every time he build it up, he would borrow and then he'd go run his credit cards back up. Then he'll wait 6-7 more months. Then he'll go back and then hit it again for another 30,000. Then he would go and buy a Corvette and then he would wait again. And then he would go back and hit it again for another. I was like, God damn, like, do you have any of it left in there? But he had been there working before I got there for like 15 years before I had even got there. So, each one teach one. So I don't know. I know where I am. Yeah, it's called an early withdrawal thing, and you will get, I don't know the form, the 10 something or whatever in the mail, and it's it kind of tells you. So you haven't paid any penalties. And you pulled it twice, so I guess it does depend on maybe for the housing, for the mortgage, that could be true for the mortgage. But you got these people like I say, I work around a lot of them. And baby, I'm like, okay, I see them doing something like a hardship. And then I'll see people just doing it for just to have, they call it negative, as negative. So it's like, okay, they need 2,000 for this or whatever the case. And I've actually had a person that sit with me, and he's got this form with him, and it's like, whoa, they hitting you with that, So like I say, I see it and I learn from a lot of these people, and that's why I have to be like, okay, no, I'm gonna eat peanut butter and jelly for a month. I know how to go live frugal. I'm like, oh no, I'm going to get me a 10 cup, and I'm gonna be out there with them darn homeless on the corner. I got to make some money that kind of way for a bit. It's like, oh my God, there's quite a few people in here getting timed out. Pew, pew, pew. I don't even want to know what for because I ain't even been keeping up with them damn people. So, but that is crazy. Pew, pew, pew. I don't know what y'all done did, but the Mars is coming at y'all. I don't know what y'all done, but I thought we was doing good in here. So Sharon says if you are retirement age that they won't hit you. Just make sure you take the necessary taxes out. Okay. Now that makes sense. So that makes sense. So if let's just say that you're doing probably about 5,000, so you probably have to request for them to say take an additional 300, and $20, off of that. Maybe that's how that works, so that you don't get that. That penalty on there. She say just elect to take the 20% out when you withdraw, and I never. Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. Like I told y'all, each one teach one. Because I be seeing them doing it, and I'll have some, people that, that needs help logging on and getting to the correct form and stuff like that. But I don't ask them, well, what is this for? Except for my one buddy. He was like, shit, I'm finna give me a Corvette. A Corvette? You better pull your shit up out of here for a Corvette. Now, man, he would never buy a house. And I used to talk to him a lot about a house, right? He was like, no, I don't want no. Okay, peace. Okay, peace. I know you got to get to work. I know your work schedule. So have a good night, babe. So he'd be like, man, do you want me to do the house for? Apparently, he always have felt that he would be stuck in a house. And I used to be like, that's not true. You can buy this house. I can buy this house right now. And literally in a couple of months, if I don't like this house, I have the right to put this house back up for goddamn sale. But he was like, oh no, you stuck. I'm like, you ain't stuck with shit. You ain't stuck with shit. I really want to know what is going on with this Tippy and this Beauty, but right now I'm talking to Dr. Rogers and I'm talking to Sharon on that. So I'm not going, and Keisha, I'm not going to let that distract me. I don't know. He's got to deal with the moderator. I don't know. That's just funny. Y'all see them fighting in here? I don't know. I usually don't have no problems in here, so I'm not sure. But let me see if there's let me check here and see if there's anything else that I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about before we hang up. Oh, I just got a text. Okay, so Beauty is me. Why was she timed out? And I don't know who Tibby is, but why was Beauty is me timed out? Sharon said, I don't see shit. I don't know. Oh. Carolyn say she doesn't I don't know. I'm trying to find out why was Beauty is me timed out. That's all. Because she's not a bad person. She's not a bad person at all. You guys don't see her. Bye, loving girl. Thank you. Thank you for joining the chat. Thank you. Bless you and good night as well. Bless you and good night as well. Well, you guys, I will deal with Beauty. I'll deal with it in a second. I don't know why, and right now may not be a good time to even try to figure it out. So, on that note, you guys, let's get on up out of here. Tori, you're going to need a one papoose time clock. I don't even know what to do, y'all. What to do. Maybe we should get Tori. Let's get Tori a heart for showing up late, y'all, because she did some effort. Tori, you going to get you some hearts for showing up late. That's what you going to get. That's what we going to get you. You late, but we going to give you a heart for showing up late, girl. That's what we going to do. You're getting the one papoose time clock, girl. But y'all know what? It's been great. I love you guys. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. View from Tracy's Point. Thank you, sweetheart, for showing your support over here. Thank you again, Dr. Rogers, for showing your support over here. I appreciate you. Tori, thanks for showing up. Beauty is Me, you're back. You're back. Beauty is Me. She's a good person. That I can vouch for. So I don't know. Maybe it was, you might have moved a little bit too quick for him. You might have said something a little too shaky, Beauty. So you're going to have to, you know how you do. Hit me and let me know what went wrong. Trigger, you still here. Thank you. Thank you. I saw your subscription. I appreciate it. Papoose Zoom and stuff going to be up and running soon. I had to go through some disciplinary actions that was placed upon me under false accusations. I took it like a champ, though. I set it out for 90 days, and I kind of been rolling this way, like this right here, inviting you into my home. All this is real. No doubt. I appreciate you, though, Trigger. Thank you. Sherry, thank you. Thank you for showing up. I'm going to make sure. Keisha, you always showing up and showing out, girl. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Peace and Harmony going to bed because she's got job duties to bar, and so do I. Sherry Monet, thank you. Thanks for showing up, hon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I think I'll make sure I got everybody. Lavina, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, TJ. Thank you for showing up if you are still here. Thank you, Juicy Love, Daddy Lolo. Thank you, Indian Love. Thank you again. A view from Tracy's Point. Thank you. You brought some clarity to me. Thank you. Each one. Appreciate it. 312. You still here. Shout out to you. Appreciate you, Sean. Well, Lavina, Native, all of you guys fell in today. RSK, thank you. Also, and loving R.kelly. You did beautifully here with me today. I thank you. Sister showed up on her view on Assurity Funds, you guys. You did. So, Tippy, I don't know what happened to you, but the moderator was shooting your ass down. I'm fine, though. Sweet lady, thank you for showing up. Thank you guys for you. Subscribing over to the WhatsApp group, and then here again on the WhatsApp channel. I know it can be frustrating. I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me until I can get all this stuff up rolling. I gotta get y'all out my goddamn bedroom. This shit ain't right. I feel all this alien shit. I be scared sometimes. Goddamn camera gonna come on and y'all be like, oh, I'm gonna have to put it in. Thank you guys for showing out. If you have not checked out my fun merch that I am dealing and playing with, is over on teespring.com under One Papoose Grind. Go ahead, get your face mask over there and rock that One Papoose logo over there. Don't forget, feel free to donate to the channel, you guys. And what else do I have for you guys? My FTG has a little bit of my information in here for the channel. You're more than welcome to contact me through my email, which is JACAIHARRI1889@gmail.com, and also sometimes at the phone number that is listed in the chat. Sometimes, not all. I hope to see most of you guys there. August 21 and 22. You can show up on the 20th for the meet and greet if you like so. You will only catch me there. It's a surprise to you. But come on out if you are able to support Mr. Bolsey, has now decided to keep the court going with another protest rally, march, whatever you want to call it, but we're going back down there, doubling up. And y'all, come on out. Meet some people who you didn't meet from the last one. Do your thing. Let's go on down there and support it and jump it up and make it a little bit bigger. Take it back over to the MCC building. Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly will know that we are there again. Encouraging him on further to fight his case on the fact that his due process as rights have been stripped from under his freaking nose, and we are out here demanding that he gets them back. Treat one like you treat the other. There's no difference. USA is what they say. Thank you, Easy. Thank you, Easy. Party love. Thank you for your subscription. Now y'all know what? On that note, because I know y'all sick of my little boring ass music. On that note, we're gonna get on up out of here. Thank you. You guys have a wonderful night. Good night. Yeah, I'm still rocking with y'all a little bit. Waiting on the peasy to get done. And good night, sweetie. Good night, beauty. Good. I gotta find out what happened with Tippy though, y'all. So I got to go get the tea. I got to go get the tea. Get on up out of here, beautiful people. Get on up out of here. Keisha. Keisha, you know me and you knows it. Ain't no way around it. I already know me and you knows it, girl. You know you can't tell me no different, Keisha, girl. You knows just like how I'm nosy, so we just gonna be us some nosy ones. Get out of here, girl. Get out of my chat. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Y'all have a good night. Bye.